My name is Anisah Nabilah. I'm from Monsi class of English, Gunung University Cirebon, and now I will answering about final test introduction to literature. Stay tuned. Emily Dickinson was an American poet known for her eccentric personality and frequent themes of death and mortality. Although he was a prolific writer, only a few of his poems were published during his lifetime. Though largely unknown while he was alive, his nearly 1,800 poems in all have become an important part of the American literary canon, and scholars and readers have long been fascinated by his unusual life. Next, number 2. This poem describes an expectation that is like or similar to food. He ate and sat on the Holycon table with the food consumed in the same amount. Similarly, as much hope, we hope that we must expect it will remain in the same amount, even though there was an ideal, but he would still be still there because hopes never shut down. In essence, it's like food sitting on Halicon's desk. How much he has hope, that hope will still be there. Okay, next. This is biography of Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens was an English writer and social critic. During his lifetime, his works enjoy unprecedented popularity. He is now considered a literary genius because he created some of the world's best-known fictional characters and is regarded as the greatest novelist of the Victorian era. His novels and short stories enjoy lasting popularity. Dickens was born on February 7, 1812 in Portsmouth on the southern coast of England. His father, John Dickens, was a naval clerk who dreamed of becoming rich, and his mother, Elizabeth Barrow, aspired to be a teacher and school director. Summary of novel Oliver Twist. Oliver Twist is the boy who lost his mother just after his birth on the street of England. He is taken to a baby farm where he spent the first 9 years of his life under the supervision of Miss Mann. He is there taken care of poorly and as a matter of fact. The whole farm is run the same way. On his 9th birthday, Mr. Bumble takes him to a workhouse for adults, and he remains there for half a year. The boys living there are all underfed, and in one such instance, when they feel desperately hungry, they come up with the idea to draw lots, and the loser of the game must go and ask for another portion of gruel. Of course, the twist is given to Oliver, and he comes forward on the next meal, trembling, and asks for more gruel. And then everyone runs away, and he stays in the care of the people he was supposed to rob. They come to like the boy, and he spends a nice summer with them in the house. But then a mysterious man, a person named Monks, who starts plotting with Fagin to crush Oliver's reputations. We know that Monks is related to Oliver somehow, but We still do not understand how, however, during the tries to conspire, Nancy eavesdrops on Mouse and decides to inform Oliver's benefactors of the situation, worried about his safety and assumed that she was the one who lured him back into crime. Sadly, she tries to be rid, thus takes her to jail. And now character and characteristic of Oliver Twist novel. Number 1, there are Oliver Twist. Oliver Twist is young, honest, good heart, and good behavior. Number 2, there are Mr. Brownlow. Mr. Brownlow is very respectable looking elderly gentleman. He takes a liking to Oliver even after suspecting him of stealing his handkerchief and takes him in doing everything he can to help him. Number 3, there are Miss Maylie. Miss Maylie is an older lady who, despite her age, is very dignified and stately. Number 4, Rose Maylie. Rose is Miss Maylie's niece, a beautiful 17 years old, who is both intelligent and perfectly kind. Number 5, Mr. Losberne. Mr. Losberne is the doctor who tends to Oliver after the shooting, an eccentric, kind, hearty, and fat gentleman. Number 6, there are Nancy. Nancy is a young woman and prostitute raised into the profession by Fagin. Nancy eventually betrays Fagin and seeks to save Oliver. And then Fagin. Fagin is a very old man with a villainous looking and repulsive. And then there are Bill Six. Bill Six, a stoutly built man in his 30s. And the last, number 9, there are Dudgar Artful. Dudgar is commonly looking enough but with the airs and manners of a man, although he is about Oliver's age. And the last question, this is about summary of drama. And summary of drama tells the story of Miss Elbert Stevenson, an invalid woman confined to her bed who becomes increasingly frantic as the story progresses. The drama begins with Miss Stevenson attempting to call her husband, who is working late. Frustrated with the busy signal, she seeks the help of the operator who connects her through to what she assumes is her husband's office phone. Instead of hearing his familiar voice, she listens in on a conversation where two men are plotting a murder. The victim is a woman home alone who lives near a bride. The men plan for the attack to take place just as the train crosses the bridge, so the son will miss any crimes from the victim. The drama culminates in a scene where Miss Stevenson becomes certain that she is the target of the murder. After all, she lives near a train that crosses a bridge, and when she hears that her husband has left town on business, she knows that she will be at home alone at the decided time for the attack. In the final minutes, she hears an intruder listening on the downstairs phone, and then she picks out footsteps coming up the stairs. She hastily calls the police for help, and just before they answer the phone, her terrified screams let the audience know that she has been shot by the killer. The drama ends when the police asks about the nature of the colors. The drama ends when the police asks about the nature of the caller's emergency. The killer picks up the phone, explains that he is fine, and says that he never meant to dial the police. He apologizes for dialing a wrong number and hangs up. Where does Miss Stevenson suddenly go away on a business trip? Boston. Number 2. What does Miss Stevenson over there on the phone when trying to contact her husband? Murder. Number 3. In what city does the play take place? In New York. And the last question, number 4. What is the primary motivation for Miss Stevenson killer? Because her neurotic and invalid state. Thank you. Thanks for your attention and thanks for watching. Goodbye.